Folks, you see this map right here? This is the Alabama election map, okay? And the map, to be quite honest with you, is not really 100% accurate. Now, you see this area up in here? That's known as the Black Belt. And that particular area, and here's the updated on the right side. And this in itself is not particularly good, but it's from 2008. But again, this is the Black Belt where a whole bunch of black people live, okay? Very, very large black population here. Alabama, if you weren't aware of it, has the largest black population in the country. Approximately 25% of the people living in Alabama are black. All right, now as you can see, here's the Black Belt and it's Democratic. But here's another area down here that's also basically Democratic, though this map doesn't reflect it. There's another area up here that is Democratic, and there's an area up in here, I believe. Yeah, I think it's that one right there or there. That's also a Democratic area. Alabama tried its damnedest, okay, in order to suppress the black vote. What they did in that area that you see down here in the Black Belt, what they attempted to do was to restrict black votes by, number one, creating phony voter ID laws, which restricted the acceptable IDs that people could use when they went in to register and to vote. And then number two, specifically in those areas, they went to shut down the Department of Motor Vehicle offices where you get driver's license and photo IDs. They attempted to shut down every last single one of those DMV offices all but one day a month in order to restrict black voting. Now, they did this and it was in effect in 2016, which had the result of reducing black voting by 5%. Now, you may not think 5% is a lot, but it makes or breaks a lot of close voting issues. They were taking, the state of Alabama was taken to court, and the judge basically straight out told them that they could not do that. So they claim because of budget issues that they would adhere to what the court said. By adhere, what they did was they said that they would open up each DMV office in those areas one day a week. So instead of them being open 5 days a week, okay, then moving to one day a month, they compromised by opening them up one day a week. And there were lines at the DMV offices like you wouldn't believe, for people trying to obviously get their driver's licenses, get them either obtained or renewed, or get state issued photo IDs. Well, it didn't really work. Now, if you're unaware of it, Doug Jones won the Alabama election. He won the Alabama election because of the black people in these areas, okay? In 2012, when Obama ran, black voter participation was approximately 25%, with, I believe, 92% of black women voting for Obama, and I believe it was 89% of black men voting for Obama. Now, that is super high, basically, for any group. In the election that occurred last night, let me back up, and the voter participation was 25%. In the election last night, black women voted for Doug Jones to the tune of 98%. And black men voted for Doug Jones to the tune of 92%. Now, I don't know what the deal was with black men with that 8%, but that's neither here nor there. It was an increase over the Obama percentage numbers. But more importantly, black voter participation was 30%. So that was 5% more than the 2012 Obama election period. So black people turned out. Now, it wasn't the DNC that went in there and provided funds for the get out the vote people, the on the ground people, to get the black vote out. It wasn't even Doug Jones's people or campaign that contributed money to black people to get that vote out. It was grassroots black people on the ground, organizations like Vote or Die, etc., that started early on when Jefferson Beauregard Sessions got appointed Attorney General and Curtis Strange was appointed to his Senate seat. Black people knew that there was an opportunity here to replace Mr. Sessions with somebody more favorable to black people. So they started organizing way back when, and that is the key, folks. You can't turn around and want to start organizing 30 days or so before an election occurs in order to be effective. You have to go out 3 months, 5 months, 6 months to get your organization set up, rolling, to get that vote out. Now, let me say this. I know that Alabama is considered the reddest of red states, but given the results and the turnout last night of black people, if they can get that number up to 50%, we can definitely elect not only a Democratic senator from the state of Alabama, we can basically flip the governorship and the legislature of Alabama if we can mobilize black people to vote. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a tough road to hoe, but it can be done. We need to get our participation rates up. And yeah, 30 is high. 50 should be our target. 50 or better. Because if we can get our participation up to 50%, we can flip every damn seat in the legislature of Alabama, and we can elect the people that we need in order to champion our rights, our needs, our goals. And we can knock out all those high donor, good old boy donors that are funding these white Republican politicians. Now, the next time somebody tells you, especially somebody black, tells you that voting doesn't mean anything, you point them to this election and you tell them, if voting doesn't mean anything, how did Doug Jones get elected? Black people got Doug Jones elected in the state of Alabama. And if they can get it done in the state of Alabama, they can get it done anywhere. Now, the next major elections are going to occur in 2018. Primaries are going to occur somewhere around March of 2018. There are a ton, I do mean this, there are a ton of black people that are running for office. The most significant black person running for office is, and I'm sorry, I don't have her name, but there's a black woman running for governor in the state of Georgia. We need to get on the ground now, okay? Get organized, because Georgia has a ton of black people as well. If we can put black people together with young people, progressives, etc., that is a race that we can definitely win. We need to get up in there in North Carolina and kick out all the good old boys in North Carolina and make sure that we get that House, that legislature flipped in North Carolina so that they can stop trying to screw us with the phony voter suppression laws. I can tell you for a fact there are a ton of black people that are running for office here in Texas, and they are already starting with the get out the vote organizations, and they're going not only to the black people in the state of Texas, but they're also going to the Hispanic people. And if we can form the proper coalitions, guess what, folks? Texas can be flipped as well. So again, do not let any knucklehead tell you that your vote doesn't mean anything, because it absolutely does. One vote can make a difference, but thousands of votes can make even more of a difference. Folks, we need to make sure we organize. We need to tell our friends and family members that they need to get out to vote, and we need to do all that we can, because black votes are power, and we need to exercise our power to get not only justice, okay, but the proper share of the American dream that we've all paid for and deserve.